case you don't know, we still have one of the largest human trafficking operations in the history of mankind operating on this planet. It happens to be operating, well, here in America, right here on our southern border. We have March numbers, and they're not good. 221,303 migrants were encountered last month. That is a 33% increase over the month before. Joining me now, Brandon Judd, president of the National Border Patrol Council. Brandon, these numbers they defy belief. It's like the country's just going to fill up by the time Joe Biden's done with this administration.
Yeah, I would have thought that this administration reached its ceiling back in July of last year when we had 212,000 apprehensions. This administration seems like they don't care how many people enter our country illegally. On top of the apprehensions, you also have to remember, we also had more than 64,000 got away on top of that. So, yeah, we're seeing numbers that we've just never seen before in the history of the Border Patrol. There's nothing but chaos on the border. And frankly, cartels, they own the border right now. The Border Patrol does not.
Okay. Explain that. What does that mean, they own the border and we do not? Why does that happen? How does that happen?
You know, the visual that you're showing right now, all of these people that cross the border illegally, what's happening is the cartels, they flood Border Patrol's resources with large groups of illegal immigrants. Once they do that, we're then pulled out of the field. We have to respond to that area. We have to take those individuals in custody. We then have to transport them back to the station. We have to process them or do administrative duties. That pulls agents out of the field. When they pull agents out of the field, that's when they're able to cross their higher value products, whether that's opioids, fentanyl, cocaine, criminal aliens, aliens from special interest countries. They create these gaps in our coverage. And by creating those gaps, that's when they get their higher value products across. And that's what's killing so many of our U.S. citizens. And what's so disappointing about that is this administration's responsibility is to protect its citizens. But rather than doing that, they're pandering to their open border base and continuing to destabilize everything that's taking place on the border.
Okay, Brandon, can you help me understand something, or at least help everybody watching? When people think about cartels, obviously they know they're bad, they're murderous, all those things. But I think people don't understand the level of technological sophistication these guys have now when it comes to comms and coordination and other things. Can you elaborate on that a little bit, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So cartels, as bad as that sounds, they're actually businesses. They're illegal businesses, but they're businesses, and they're in business to make a lot of money. And with all that money that they're making, they buy up all of this technology, whether it's radios, scanners, drones. They have an awful lot of technology that allows them to monitor what law enforcement is doing, and then they react based upon what law enforcement is doing. They also use rudimentary ways to monitor us. They'll sit outside the Border Patrol stations and watch how many vehicles drive out of the station, how many agents we're putting into the field at any given time. They have observation posts in mountains where they watch Border Patrol agents, and once an agent takes a group into custody, creates that gap, then they use their other technology, whether it's cell phones or radios, to contact the smugglers, which then brings the drugs across the United States. It's a very sophisticated operation, and it's a business. They're there to generate a profit. Illegal, but it is a business.